red, and blue. No, not red, white, and blue. White, red, and blue. Have you ever gone to your car and gone, oh my gosh, I don't know if it's going to start? Well, the first step is white. When I was 16, 17 years old, Christmas time, I got a gift. It was about a little box this big. And you shake it up, and there's something mechanical in it. It slides right and left. Well, what could that be? I'm thinking I'm getting a car, but not in a little box like that. So I open it up, and there's a little yellow Volkswagen in it. And I go, ha, ha, ha. And then a key falls out the other side, because my parents have a huge sense of humor. They used to torture us at Christmas. Well, Christmas in Michigan, Detroit, Michigan, is generally not that warm. We don't see palm trees, we don't see green. There's white ice and all kinds of other challenging things. I get the key and I go, okay, so yeah, thanks for the yellow little Volkswagen. I grab the key and they go, no, go outside. So I grab the key and I go outside. No idea. It's a white Volkswagen. I go, okay, it's really old, 1967, but I'm excited to get a car that's Volkswagen that has a red bow on it. I go, oh, okay. I go out, open the car, and I can't start it. Do you know why I can't start it? One, I don't know how to drive a clutch. Two, it's really cold. It's 20 below. Not to mention, the wheels are so iced up, they're actually stuck to the ground. So the car is stuck to the ice and the ground. This is the first car that I had. You know what? When you're 16, 17-year-old, you're thankful to have the car. You don't worry about what it looks like. You don't. Later on you do. You have wheels now. You are free. You are a teenager and you have wheels and now you're dangerous. Okay. First thing I do, we get the car jumped. I put the key in, run over. I stall it 10, 15 times because, again, I don't know how to work the clutch. One thing that happens when you drive a car and you're not familiar with it, you have to keep doing it over and over again, thinking, you know, the definition of insanity is keep doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different result, but it's always the same result. So I took a break, got a hot chocolate after like 2 hours of freezing and having frostbite on my hands and all that. Isn't it just wonderful how the cold, the Great White North is fun? Came in and my uncle visited us and I said, well, how do you really drive a clutch? And he explained it. He said, the more, it's like a seesaw. The more clutch you put, the less gas. The less clutch, the more gas. So there's an equilibrium when you're driving a clutch back and forth. So I did that. I go, got in the car, got it going. Now here's the other problem. Volkswagen, 1967 Volkswagen doesn't have four-wheel drive. It has rear-wheel drive. And one of the most challenging cars to drive in ice and snow is a rear-wheel drive car. So we have a 1 mile path all the way around my subdivision. And every time I saw a car, I made sure I stayed way right. I mean, parked. Not driving. Because nobody was crazy enough to drive when I was on Christmas Day, the day I got the car. So I stay way right. Okay? I get it all the way around that 1 mile thing and I go, oh, I'm a pro. But now that I look back, I go, white. Where does the red come in? Red was one of my second cars. The first car I actually bought, I had more fun in. Why? It was an MR2. An MR2, a Toyota MR2 with T-tops, and I used to teach diving. Well, how do you bring all your gear in a red MR2? You learn to unbuckle all the bolts, pull out the seat, and put your tanks and all your gear. You put all your gear right next to you. You can't have any passengers. And you use every nook and cranny of the car. You use 2 tanks, all your gear. In the back, any clothes that you need to have during the weekend. And in the front, there's a spare tire. Okay? The car was great. Until now, I'm in super weltering heat in Florida. Forget about the cold. So the car overheats. Change the radiator, change everything. Guess what happens? Here's the next thing. The heater overheats. I didn't know there was a heater that overheats in a Toyota Armor 2. Had I known that, I would have just fixed it. But I didn't. And the guy that was working on it didn't help me. Comes to blue. Blue. I drive a blue car and my wife drives a blue car. It's challenging because a pickup truck is not that fuel efficient. We've gone from $2 a gallon to $4 a gallon. I look back when I was driving a white car, I was paying $1 something a gallon, maybe even less. Now what am I doing? I'm driving a blue car where I'm driving down the road and every mile I'm watching the gas gauge go down. I kind of wish I had the white car. Because if I had that Volkswagen, I'd be in a situation where I'd be getting like 40 miles to the gallon. Not to mention, it was a Flintstone mobile. We actually had to pull this out because you could see the ground moving. Now there's nothing scarier in this world when you're worried about your brakes working, but being able to see the ground. In Michigan, that car had to scrape both sides of the windows. Down here, we don't have ice. We don't have ice. So guess what happens when you're in Florida? You're more worried about the car overheating. You're more worried about the gas not evaporating in the tank. Thank you. Thanks for listening to my story. White, red, and blue. Thank you for listening.